Okay, you guys, so another parallel. So Deuteronomy chapter 8, verses 2 through 3 directly equals and equates to and parallels Matthew chapter 4, verses 1 through 4. And I'm gonna tell you why. So Deuteronomy chapter 8, verses 2 through 3, verse 2 explains and describes the 40 days, or what the wilderness was supposed to represent. So the wilderness was supposed to be, and then if we go back to Numbers chapter 14, between verses 1 through 24, the wilderness was supposed to be, so the 40 days that the scouts of Israel went to the promised land to scout out the land, that time, as according to Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 2, was supposed to be a time and a period of tempting, for their hearts to be searched and for God to find them faithful to his commandments, that they would keep his commandments. So now, after those 40 days they searched out the land, they came back to the rest of the Israelites with a negative report. Then God cursed them and said, each day you were out there and harboring and brought back that negative report, each day will be likened unto a year. So the 40 days now equated to 40 years. That was their curse. So they had to wander the wilderness for 40 years. Then Jesus Christ came to fulfilling the Old Testament, as in righting the wrongs done in the Old Testament, comes and adhere and has to go through that 40-day period. But this time, since Christ came to fulfill it and to do it right, he succeeds in that 40 days. He doesn't come back with a negative report and mess up and now have to do 40 years. He gets the assignment done like it should have been done in the 40 days. So he's tempted. And so now we go to Matthew chapter 4, verses 1 through 4. Verses 1 and 2 states that Jesus Christ was led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. Now you get into verse 3, where Jesus Christ became an hungered, and then Satan tempts him and says, well, if you're the Son of Man and if you're truly the Messiah, then command this stone to turn into bread. And then Jesus Christ in verse 4 responds, and it literally says, and he responded. So Jesus Christ responds to Satan, to the devil, and says, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth forth out of the mouth of, or word of God. So listen to this. He literally repeated Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 3, where Moses says, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth forth out of the mouth of God. In Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 3, that is what Moses said. And then Jesus Christ comes and uses that and speaks that to the devil. Jesus Christ in Matthew chapter 1, verse 4, reiterates to the devil himself Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 3.